23 weeks to Madiera. Just sitting here in the nice. Just watching my Conrad, one of my teammates here, doing his vaulting session. I'm beaming in from the Sports Park Athletics track here in Norwich at the UEA. I'm not walking home because I've got the car, and yeah, quite a big update. This is the end of the second phase of training. So the first phase was obviously the first 3 months. This is the end of this 3 months, and as I mentioned in my diary, I noted down my goals. So I've got an update tonight on pole vault training. I've got an update on the relay scores from last time around, and I had a conversation with the sprints coach and with the combined events coach, Dennis, here as well, about what I'm going to focus on for the next 4 to 5 months, really. And within that, really what the real focus of this year-long challenge is going to be. So we were half a second out of the University of East Anglia Excellent Sport Award mark of 43 seconds. I think it's like 43.17 seconds for the 4x100 metres, and we were half a second beyond that, so I didn't make that mark even as part of the team. But it was close enough, and that was there was an outside chance at literally at the 11th hour, an hour after the meet was supposed to finish, that I'd end up making one of these team marks. The goal of make the team. So obviously that's different to the NCAA Division 3 roster standard that I'd written down in my written goals, but it would have been nice to have made like the university team mark here. So tonight came down, did pole vault myself. I've decided to go for the county championships in a week and a half's time to do pole vault and long jump again. Obviously from this meeting in Kings Lynn, I was disappointed in both of those because I felt I jumped higher and longer in training within the weeks coming up to it. So I want them opportunities back, and I think I'm going to take them back. I did some pole vault tonight. Spent a bit more time with it. Spent a bit more time just by myself, not getting coached, and talking to. Conrad's one of the now senior athletes who I'll put a link to his performances in the chat or the links below. So that was just a wee bit of a different change to the pole vault training. I think that quite helped. I finally managed to get my fear of having the pole vault pole disappear from me. I was clutching it too close. Now I'm taking it further away, and I cleared 250 and just with a bungee rope there. So it's not really the same as in competition, but that's more like where I feel I should be at. So we really need to get out there in competition and now do that. So that was really positive, really positive. Brief discussion with sprints coach, said that that my performances weren't really back to where they'd been before with the sprints. My 12.1 for the 100 and 24.4 for the 2. Obviously I didn't do as much training as I'd planned to for those, but I still did a good sprint training block. I got a good 6 sessions in, maybe even some more kind of half sessions in there as well. 1 or 2 didn't really count because they were kind of half sessions or I was ill or whatever. But it's not like I've got back to where I was sprint wise with 6 months of training building up to it. Obviously that's not being exclusive sprint training, but even weighing all that together, I think that I've got more potential to go further in the combined events, and that's as much as I've said to both the coaches. And so I will be back doing sprints with the sprints group as part of the combined events. And so the last thing that I've just not done, and that was actually part of the goal for these 3 months, was to run a full indoor heptathlon. Now there's no more indoor seasons, but I can still just replicate that outside. So I ran a 1,000 metre time trial tonight with Coach Dennis, and I worked out that I needed 3 minutes and 25 seconds to get above the 3,000 points mark. I'm going to double check that tonight, but I think pretty sure that's where we're at. What with our new shot put performance, and obviously with the simulation it was fairly realistic because 4 of those marks were all on the same day, and the long distance run, which I did tonight to attempt to meet that 3 minutes 25 mark, was within within 48 hours of competition, where my legs are still feeling a bit dead. So it's not like I was completely rested in between all 7 events, and then I'm taking the best scores from all of them. So we did the 1,000 metres. Coach gave me a whistle every 100 metres, every 20 seconds. So I had like 20 seconds to run every 100 metres, and I went out way too fast, bombed in the middle, and then absolutely crammed it at the end, and yeah, just nipped under the 3:25. So that's really positive. That's me really at my first attempt for most of them, with the exception of the shot and the 60 metres. Those were my first attempts in those, and I've got 3,000 points, which when you look at the point scoring tables, that's almost, or that we consider to be on a par, the same sort of excellence level as a 4,000 point decathlon. So pretty far off the 8,200 mark that's the world record. So we're not even halfway towards that. But 4,000 points is 4,017 points is the university's excellence scholarship standard here. So if I was under 20 years old and I could pull that cat out the rabbit any year, then I'd get a scholarship award. And it's also the UK Power of 10 Target 100. So they try and calibrate this target that only 100 people in the country are going to make that any one year, provided that there's an adequate field. And so most people make above that, but it's still a good baseline target. So and also 3,000 points would equate to a level 1 English Athletics PB award. So to give you an indicator, the 70 metres that I ran, that was only a level 1 award, and there's maybe, I'll need to check, but I might not have even made that level for anything else. Maybe the high jump. So 6 months in, I've proved my worth as a combined events athlete, and I think that I've got the potential to be able to perform that. So there's still a wee bit more in the mix there and to work out in terms of javelin, discus, see what my 400 metre endurance is like, and obviously going up from 1,000 to 1,500 metres. But and that's where my heart was leading as well. So that's really quite exciting. That's me made my decision to become a combined events athlete for the next 6 months, and we'll see where that gets us. I've already got a kind of provisional training scheme worked out. I've already got some target scores that I think would be good to aim for. I'm just watching this final pole attempt here across the other side of the track. Let's see if he gets it. Go on. Oh, that's just fantastic. Should probably be zooming in there to show the excellence. But there you go. That's us made our decision. So the challenge really intensifies from here. We've got less than half of the time still to go, and we've still got a lot of work to go. So 3 big challenges. One is just a lack of time. I don't have much time in terms of being able to train. I don't have a huge amount of time in terms of the total months that's there. And also I've got, competitions don't fit on my schedule. So sometimes I might need to compete before I'd really like to. The second one's energy. So I need time to train. I need energy to train, but also need to spend energy just resting, and I need energy to actually focus on the technical aspects, because that's neurologically demanding, but also need the energy to do some of the more endurance events as well. And it's not like I've not got other things I need to be spending energy on. I'm still going to be working overnight in the hospital, and still need to maintain other aspects of my life, recreational and yeah, meeting up with friends and family and things. So that's good. And then the third thing that we're really going to have to ration is focus as well. It's hard to be laser focused on something like this and also be laser focused on other things. So there's some other areas of my life that I really do need to be focused on, particularly my relationship, and also the more important professional aspects of my work as well. I can't afford to really slip up on those because they're just too important and more important than athletics. But I'm going to look and see, is there other things that I can say, no, I'm going to let that take a back seat for the next 6 months and allow me to focus. And some of that's actually going to be asking maybe friends and family, look, I'm going to try and achieve something really difficult here. Can you help me? Or can you support me in that? And that might make them more understanding if I'm not as responsive to some of their needs in the meantime, but might even help me, pick me up when I'm down, or if I'm struggling, they might be able to come out the woodwork to encourage me at that point. So I'll put some more updates with the training for the next week and a bit. I'm just going to be taking it really chill. I'll rest on my laurels a little bit. I've got some tough competition in my legs I need to get rid of. I'm playing in a football tournament this Saturday. I'm really looking forward to that. Just something a bit different. I need to make sure and warm up and not get injured there. Yeah, and then I'm going to take a week off and before this competition, the county championships as well, and deload for that. So maybe that'll be a bit more gym and things there. So thanks, coach. See you. So yeah, that's Coach Dennis there. So yeah, so my rest weeks before and after competition, I'm going to strategically put my holidays within those weeks when I'm going to be resting anyway, so that I'm not spending down weeks before and after competition, but then down weeks at other points as well, just to catch up on different things. We're going to have to be really quite sneaky and clever to kind of make it all fit. Anyways, peace out, Madiera, we're coming for you.